Jesus is the answer for the world today.
Full Gospel Hour is a radio ministry of Full Gospel Church International. Our mission is to lead people to become devoted to Christ, build relationship with one another, and influence their community. For today's message, let's join Bishop Samuel N. Mensah.
Jesus is the answer for the world today.
Thank you for tuning in to Full Gospel Hour. This is a part 2 of the message that I shared with you from last week. And I want to thank our partners, our loved ones, and our friends for making time to tune into Full Gospel Hour. As we look at part 2, I believe that you are going to listen and you are going to receive principles that will definitely provoke you, challenge you, and transform your lives. Stay tuned as I take you to the auditorium, a continuation of this message.
Let me give you the parable. This is a parable, all right? It's a story. When the 26 professors from Ghana, it's a parable. 26 professors and lecturers from Ghana boarded an aircraft. And they boarded an aircraft in Europe, flying them down to Accra. And then the captain said, welcome on board this aircraft, flying you from Europe to Accra. He said, interestingly, we wish to inform you that this aircraft was put together and made by your students. And so when the captain made that statement, all the professors, the 25 of the professors got down, minus one old professor. And so the captain walked to the professor and said, all your colleagues have disembarked, and why are you not getting down? He looked at the captain and said, young man, did you say that this aircraft was produced by our students? Say yes, sir. He said, well, if it was produced by our students, don't worry. It will not even start the engine or even fly. So don't worry about it. So you see, even though they themselves are running the institution, they don't believe in the students they are producing. We need an educational system that will challenge the mind, that will develop the mind. I have been sitting on various boards and performing all kinds of interviews. And believe you me, most of the boards that I sit on, when we interview graduates from the various universities, they are not anything to write home about. In the various companies and the various organizations, businessmen, chief executives are getting extremely worried of the kind of graduates we are producing today. We are producing robots, robot graduates, people who can't think, they can't dream, there is no analytical thinking and the ability to solve problems. We have been programmed, our educational system has programmed us that whatever they give you is what you must produce during the exams. So they are not teaching you to develop concepts and principles. Chew, pour, pass, and forget. You go to the university and you are told, produce exactly what I have given you. Instead of letting the student understand that he understands the concept and the principle, therefore to explain it in his own language, in his own words. So when they get out of the school, you assign them a job. They can't solve problems. They can't fix things. I've engaged a lot of professors. I've engaged a lot of lecturers. Incidentally and interestingly, they have all agreed that the kind of students we are producing in our universities today is not anything to write home about. And then I asked them, I said, but Prof, if this is what you believe, what are we doing to transform our educational institution? Because these are the people who are going to drive the nation forward. I am no more enthused or no more impressed when people come to me during interviews and they say they have first class. I'm not impressed about it because they do have the certificate already. But when you give them the job, they can't fix it, they can't get anything done. So it's not about first class. Because people only prepare only for exams. And after that, they become irrelevant. You see, our society has programmed us not to think, not to be creative, and not to take initiative. If you follow CNN or BBC, and you follow phone-ins, when people phone in into programs, you will hear a caller called BBC or CNN. and they will immediately say, I am Fred, calling from California, and my question or contribution is blah, 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 blah. When there are any phone-ins in Ghana, and the caller calls in, he will say, hello, hello. Then the host will ask, what is your name? And then he will mention his name. Then he would wait. Then the host will ask, where are you calling from? Then he will give his answer. Then he will wait again. And so the caller would say, what do you want to say? Well, I want to ask a question. So look at the difference between that mindset, that product, which has evolved from our educational institution, compared to another product that has evolved from another developed educational institution. They make the phone call and he looks at me and says, I am Fred. I'm calling from California. My question is this. You come to Ghana, hello, hello, and then he waits. What's your name? My name is, then he's waiting. Where are you calling from? I'm calling from Yamranta. And then he waits. So you see, we have been programmed always to be told what to do. No initiative. We have been programmed always to be told what to do. So unfortunately, you hear a minister of government say that I have not received instructions from above. So lack of initiative, lack of drive. You will hear a subordinate saying that I have not been instructed. Always waiting to be told, because from our educational institution, you will have to give back to the lecturer, ditto, word for word, what he gave you. Yes. That is how we've been programmed. So if we don't like the kind of political leaders we see, if we don't like what we are seeing in our country, we must change what we are doing. Because the people we are seeing today are products of our educational institution. They are a product of waiting to be told what to do. That is why a whole traffic lights in Accra and other places will not function, and nobody is fixing it, and somebody who is in charge to make sure that the bulbs are replaced. When you go back to highways and you have this, well, all our bulbs have run out. So you knew the bulbs were running out, and you sat there, you didn't do anything. He's waiting to be instructed. Because it's a product of a school that tells him, be exactly what we need. So no initiative, no drive. As a leadership consultant, last year I heard the president of our country saying he has instructed the IGP to arrest any individual who flouts the law, who breaks the law, whether he belongs to any political party or not, they should be arrested. And when I heard this, I said, this was the saddest day for Ghana. That an IGP will have to be instructed to arrest lawbreakers when their core function is to enforce law and order. When their core function is to arrest people who break the law, why do you have to be reminded by the president to arrest offenders? Because we come from a product of an institution that tells you wait to be told what to do. Till we change the system, we are not going anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you the situation we find ourselves in. We need a vision that will transform our socio-cultural situation. A vision. The third thing I want to give you, a vision that will transform our socio-cultural transformation. I read an article by Dr. Kwesi Osei from the Daily Graphic, Monday, October 1st, 2007. And in this article, page 23 and 30, he captioned it Ghana at 50. He was discussing the national psychoanalysis of the Ghanaian. And among the things he said about the Ghanaian trait, the Ghanaian character, he literally profiled the Ghanaian. Let me just give you 4 things so that you will understand as students where you find yourself. The first thing he said about the Ghanaian character, the Ghanaians are envious in nature and would make sure their neighbors who were not in their class never climb, hence the pulling down syndrome. He said Ghanaians are envious in nature And so they will make sure that you will not join their class. And if you are climbing up, they will make sure you will not get there. That is why you go to institutions, go to the universities, and sometimes lecturers will tell you, you want to be a PhD holder, you want to have your master's. I toil. So he will literally frustrate you as a student not to get there. You run a company and somebody is a head of a department and he will literally make sure that people under him will not be developed and be empowered. Because that is the nature of the Ghanaian. Dr. Akwesi said, number 2, he said the average Ghanaian is gentlemanly and not daring and not audacious because of fear of failure. If we look at the national character of the Nigerian, he's daring, he's bold, and you look at the national character of Ghanaian, there are things that God has empowered you to deal with that when you give it back to him, he will tell you that is stupidity. But we have a national character of Manyami. So we are not daring. Sometimes you see people in high positions and run into areas where a whole man, someone will come to you, and when he's greeting you, he will say, a whole man say, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. So that if the man is saying good afternoon, what will the woman also do? We don't have courage. We are not daring. We are so much, timidity has destroyed the national character of the Ghanaian. We are not daring. And we need leaders that will literally confront this monster to transform our national psyche if we want to compete with the rest of the world. Dr. Akwesi said the average Ghanaian is not assertive. Number 4, he said the average Ghanaian is not straightforward. He said literally we don't speak the truth. Average Ghanaian is not straightforward. We don't speak the truth. Dr. Akwesi said the average Ghanaian is timid, is docile, is laid back, too slow. One lecturer came to work in Ghana, and during one of the science laboratories in the university, he gave the time about 30 minutes for students to do the work. Half of the students were foreigners, and half of them were Ghanaians. Apparently, by the time of 1 hour was over, the foreigners had finished their practical work, exam finished. And the Ghanaians were halfway their job. And literally, when they take the barrette, the pipette, and then they keep one item very slow, and then they put another one. So during titration, it's like everything was too slow because our reflexes do not coordinate with our brains. We are not able to challenge our mind. But the foreigners, they were very smart, very effective, and they realized that the average Ghanaian is slow by nature. Slow by nature. Now, having said that, you go to town, watch, even examine yourself. When you are literally walking, you walk as if the whole world is waiting for you. Literally too slow, doing everything too slow. Sometimes when I drive through the traffic, I see police officers. You look at the police officer in Ghana and the police officer in America. The difference is like night and day. You find a police officer right in the middle of the traffic. He doesn't seem to know what he's doing. His 2 hands are swinging like this. He's a product of an environment that is telling him you must be laid back, you must be slow. So we have things that are fighting our progress. And not until we have leaders who will literally confront the monster, we cannot break through and move forward. On this 50th anniversary, I'm challenging every SUTESCO student. Don't be a victim of the culture that is impeding our progress. The 4th thing I would want you to understand, You must understand the challenges of our 21st century. The challenges of our 21st century. Some of the challenges we face in the 21st century is that there is a rise and there is increase in the development of technology. Increase in the development of technology. We have moved from years ago of cablegram, telegram. Some years ago, you would book a call and move from Tema to Accra, post office, and make a call to United States. And it will take you 1 week before the call is placed. Now, at the comfort of your home, my grandmother in the village placed a call to the United States. That is the change that we have faced. We have now moved from standard gears to e-drive, where you literally speak to the car and it begins to change gears to direct you. In the year 2000, one of my trips to Canada, I was hosted by a friend, and the granddaughter was just about to celebrate her 6th birthday, 6 years. So I asked Christabel, I said, Christabel, what do you want for your birthday? Christabel looked at me and said, Uncle, I want computer. I said, you want what? 6 years. In the year 2000, she said, I want computer for my birthday. I came back, headmaster, I came back to Ghana, found Christabel's counterpart, 6 years. And then I asked her, if we have 6 years for your birthday, what do you want? She said, Donny, baby info. So you see the difference? You see the difference between Christabel in Canada and the Kia in Ghana. They are all being confronted by the same global challenge. But the difference is that one is highly developed and one is laid back and thinking about dolly. When a counterpart is thinking about computer in the year 2000. What I'm trying to tell you, that in today's world, when you are seeking for a job, I have sat in boardrooms where we interview people not physically but via Skype. The application was not only restricted to location in Ghana, but several people applied, including Ghanaians. The Ghanaians came physically, we interviewed them, but those in overseas were interviewed via Skype. So you see, when you are looking for a job today, your competitors are not only people from Suhum or Yamransa or from Cape Coast or from Anya, but you have competitors from London, from France, from India, who are vying for the same post. And so this time, in our 21st century, you students are no more going to compete with people in your locality, but you are going to compete globally. If you can't face this challenge, you will become irrelevant in this generation. This is the more reason, in this developed age now, when other nations like Malaysia, they are thinking and developing vehicles, and recently India is shooting a space shuttle, an aircraft to space, and other nations are trying to move and to improve. We are fighting and trying to find out how to manage public toilets. And sometimes one time I read in our news, and one of my trips when I traveled, people ask me, said, Bishop, I read on your news that people were fighting over the management of public toilets. And you know, as a speaker among these international groups, I had to say something to prevent them. I said, listen, I said, you don't understand. I said, just like, I said, public toilet is like gold. I said, it brings great income. So when people are fighting over the management of public toilet, it's like mining for gold, man. It's like mining for gold. I have to say something to save my country, to save the embarrassment. When other nations are thinking about development, we are busy fighting about the management of public toilets, and 5 million people in this country defecate publicly. It's a shame to our educational institution. It's a shame to the political policy makers. It's a shame that in this 21st century, people are publicly defecating. Something is wrong. You go to our hospitals. That is the place you must be healed. You rather go there and return with sickness. And you go to our hospitals and the toilet rooms are nothing to write home about. Yet that is a health institution. Yet you can't use their toilets. So it's not about producing graduates. It's about producing people who will change their community, change their world, and change their society. The challenges of our 21st century. And students, these are the challenges that confront you now. You therefore need a vision that will drive you. One of the challenges that will confront you is that there will be demand on the individual career developer. There will be a demand on the individual career developer. Which means that you cannot just be a graduate of one particular program. You need to be versatile. Are you aware that 30 years ago, our chieftaincy institution was only people who were semi-illiterate and illiterate about 14 years ago? Now the chieftaincy institution have attracted the academia, have attracted the best in society. 14 years ago, people who were pastors were stuck illiterates. Now, ministerial work have attracted the academia, have attracted the best in society. Our world has changed and we cannot remain the way we are. So we are talking about multiple careers. I ran into a young man in California. After I did a service, I asked him, Isaac, and in our conversation, Isaac told me he's a civil engineer. He holds a master's degree in civil engineering. He works from Monday to Thursday as a civil engineer. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he works in the hospital as a nurse. He holds a BSc in nursing. So we are talking about a civil engineer and a nurse. Versatile. One typical professional, area alone is not going to help you in this particular world we find. That is why this school is here. Nothing but the best. This school abhors mediocrity. This school abhors nothing but excellence. I have my pastors here, they will tell you, I smell excellence, I smell quality, because this school puts in me nothing but the best. I just don't accept anything, Keke. If it must be done, it must be done well. One of the challenges we are facing in our world today, we are literally moving into a paperless society. A paperless society. You go to some of our schools today, it's still the chalk and the blackboard. When their counterparts, even class 2 children, are given assignments and tell them go on net, go online and download information. We need to understand when it comes to national development, it is said that Ghana is behind American development by 250 years. When it comes to national development, it is said that Ghana is behind American development by 250 years. When it comes to human capital development, the average Ghanaian is behind the average American by 50 years. So the people you are competing with, you're already 50 years behind. So starting the 100-meter race, you are already at a disadvantaged position. Now, the fact that you are 50 years behind, number 2, your color is also a disadvantage. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That is why sometimes you go to an institution, sometimes I go to a place and people don't know me. I work with another white guy who is one of my aides. But the moment the two of us get there, all attention goes to him. Oh yes sir, can I help you? And if there is one seat, you will have to sit there. And yet this is the guy who is serving me. He's asked to sit down and I'm asked to stand. And they said, no, but that is my boss. Oh really? You see, because your color itself is a disadvantage. So we don't even honor our own. We don't celebrate our own, even in this country. You see, we have been programmed understand that anything white is superior. We inherited it from our colonial masters. That is why when a child is born, a young girl is so fair. Oh, me brony. Oh, me brony. You see, so even a fair colored person says, oh, me brony. So you see, we come from a culture that says anything fair is superior. And we treat people according to that line. We are moving into a paperless society. You go to England, UK, you go to any hospital, and whilst engaging the doctor, he's trying to diagnose you. He asks you what is your problem. Whilst you are talking, there's a piece in front of him. He's putting in all your information. Putting on, and then what your BP level, what is going on, and how do you feel? Do you have any headache? No. Stomach problem? Yeah. He sees everything. And then you finish, he says, yeah, okay, through. Go to the lab. But you are asking for a paper. He said, no, get there, and they will pull information for you. You get to the lab, and then they pull information about what you are supposed to do. Your lab test. From there, to your medication, then they give you a sheet for the prescription. Come back to Almighty God. You go to our records. With papers. Document. Yes, master. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. So young master is coming, they are pulling her papers. And then you go to the consulting room and they have to flip through papers. When is this country ever going to rise up to realize that it is daybreak? When are we going to rise up to challenge ourselves that it is daybreak? These are the challenges. Therefore, as I bring my word to a close, I challenge you. Have a vision that will drive you forward. You are born to be distinct. You were not created to be ordinary. You were born with a unique vision that was set within you. What is it that you were born to achieve? You were born to be known for something. Every human being was created to accomplish something in life. You are not just an ordinary student. You have been born to achieve greatness. So go for it. You must have a vision for life. Your gift will make a way for you. If you have a vision, it will determine your priority. If you have a vision, it will determine where you are going. If you have a vision, it will establish you for tomorrow. Rise on your feet. I want you to make a commitment to yourself. All of us, let's say this together. I will have a vision and work hard to achieve my vision. I realize that my aim is too small. Therefore, I challenge myself to go beyond my dreams. I will work hard with integrity and succeed with integrity. I will be a good member of my family, a good member of the society, a good citizen of the nation, and a good member of the world. I will always strive to save or improve the life of those who come into contact with me. I will always remember the importance of time. As a youth, I will work hard with courage to achieve success in all that I do. My national flag flies in my heart. I will bring glory to my school. I will bring glory to my nation. So help me God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Jesus is the answer for the world today.
Thank you for listening to Full Gospel Hour, and it's our prayer that your life is transformed for victorious living. We believe no matter where you are in life, you can be better. Join Bishop Samuel N. Mensah at Emmanuel Mensah Chapel of the 5-Star Church of Full Gospel Church International behind Obonu FM Stadium Road, Community 1, Tema. For our friendly services on Sundays, join any of our branches for practical life-transforming teachings. We will be glad to hear what the Lord has done in your life. To correspond to Bishop Samuel N. Mensah, please write to Mensah, spelled MENSAH, at omegaleadership.org, or Full Gospel Media, Full Gospel Church International, P.O. Box BT 427, Tema, Ghana, or Full Gospel R, P.O. Box CO 1326, Tema, Ghana, or telephone 0303 202260 or 0303 203435 and 0243 277084. FGCI, Transforming Lives on Purpose. Full Gospel Hour is brought to you by Menergy International Ghana Limited, a one-stop shop for the provision of logistics services to oil fields in West Africa. Menergy, your total solution to oil and gas logistics needs. At Menergy, we make things happen. For future inquiries, please log on to www.menergyinternational.com.
Above him, there's no one.